and popular YouTuber George Gammon had his Twitter account hacked. It took him 6 months and endless legal intervention to get it back. But the SEC Twitter account gets hacked and, well, they got it back in 10 minutes. What? Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea, hey. Good morning, everybody. My name's pianomattyb. That is Scaramucci's. This is your morning tea. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets where the sun's shining, where the winds blow. All the humble opinion of this piano. Zamboni bringing the The FOMO index has dipped down to 73 from yesterday's 76. Bitcoin dominance is 52.3%. 24-hour volume is 85 billion. The overall market cap is 1.71 trillion. Give or take 100 million. Well, today's the day, the much-anticipated Bitcoin spot ETF approval day. But for a split second, it was yesterday, but it turned out the SEC's Twitter got hacked and a false tweet got out. But it didn't do much harm. Well, it did wipe out 300 million in instant liquidations, but who's counting, Gary? We're all just so very grateful for Dirty Gary Gensler and his goon squad of economic thinkwinauts keeping us safe and secure in this crypto market that's ripe with scammers and fraudsters and criminals like Dirty Gary Gensler and his goon squad of economic thinkwinauts. Upon news of his hacked tweet, the market rallied in glee, peaking out at 47.8, only to hear the approval was an SEC rug pull tweet, and the price went billowing down, finding a bottom and a bounce at 44.8. And has recovered slightly to a time of production, 45.6. Now, under normal market conditions, I would expect further downside momentum to drag us to retest our channel of eternal monotony's resistance line, which is now acting as support down at 44.1. Give her an afternoon quickie to test for support, then start making its way up again under normal market conditions. However, today is like no other day, so normal market conditions are more or less off the table. Obsidianally speaking, I'd like to see our cute little bull flag play out the 50K. It just has such a nice little ring to her. 50K. Now over on the ding dong. You can see we've done our own afternoon quickie on a resistance level, now acting as support. This is normal and healthy, despite being brought on by Dirty Gary Gensler and his goon of economic thinkwinauts rug-pulling Twitter. It's actually what I was hoping to see, is pumps without retracements are like stars with no talent. They may get to high levels, but it's never sustainable, and they end up disappearing into obscurity. So this retracement bodes well for the incoming pump we may see today, as long as we don't fall back into our channel of eternal monotony, aka the fortnight market lobby, waiting for price action to commence. We're good. So looking for 45.2 to hold. And so, my friends, my question or questions are firstly, do you think the price is already baked in and the approval will have little to no effect, or do you think we're about to see a candle so large it would make the adult movie male performers blush? Let me know in the comment section, please. Would you look at that, my friends? The sun's up. It's another beautiful day here on planet Earth. A day none of us are guaranteed. We're not guaranteed these days yet. We're lucky enough to have them. So get out there and knock 'em dead. And remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected elites. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. And we'll be going live right away, so grab yourself a coffee, join me for a quick one, and by all means, sing it with me now. Around the banks of Boom Dash Bang, Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey, whoa. Cha-cha-cha-cha. I mean, what can I say? We got hacked. Yeah, we got hacked by hackers. The hackers came and they hacked our Twitter account. You mean X? Yeah, X. Is that what is Twitter called X now? Yes, the hackers came, hacked our X account, and there's nothing we can do. These hackers. That's why I'm always saying that crypto is ripe with scammers and criminals and hackers. Hackers tweeting they're hacking our Twitter. Well, you're going to need maybe 2FA authorization. Oh yeah. Google what 2FA authorization is as soon as this guy's gone. You're right. We need that 2FA authorization. I'm surprised we didn't have it already, actually, with all these economic thinkwinauts that work for us here at the SEC. This will never happen again. Mark my words, because at the SEC, we are here to provide safety, security, and convenience to all these investors. Because you know what we really care about? This is what we care about. We care about the well-being of the normal, everyday investor. We're not talking about the whales and the big-time investors. No, they get passes for everything. We don't worry about them. They're actually, they can't fail because we'll just bail them out. We're more worried about, the mom-pop shop out there that are just trying to put their hard-earned money into something as risky as crypto. Ooh, the scammers and the fraudsters and the malevolence and the hackers. Remember, we got hacked. We're trying to protect people from that because, I mean, that's our job here at the SEC. We take it very seriously. We are here to protect you. Now, do rug pull tweets happen every now and then? Yeah, I guess so, but not anymore under my new watch that starts today. Not anymore. Because we're going to get that, whatever you said, double FA authorization, we're going to get that implemented. Go get that implemented right now. And it'll never happen again. I promise you. That was my Gary Gensler impersonation. You know, saying you got hacked is something what like a teenager would tell their tech illiterate parents. Mom and dad, I don't know. I thought I was coming home before curfew, but my phone got hacked and someone changed the time. They put it back. So, it wasn't my fault. It was my phone was hacked. And then your tech illiterate parents will be like, oh, Jesus, these hackers and your phone. Oh, no, we'll get you a new phone. But now it's the opposite. It's like the tech illiterate dinosaurs are saying they got hacked. They don't even really know what that means. And then they expect us who are tech literate to accept it. I, for one, don't accept it. I think it was probably an accidental, it's not like Gary Gensler's on his phone about to tweet. They have a scheduling program. They have a PR marketing firm. They don't upload as is. They have scheduled tweets, just like anyone in the social media game would have a app or a program that actually schedules these tweets. And I bet you it was scheduled wrong just for hours, like a day ahead of time. Because when it comes up, when it says schedule, because I do it for those shorts, when I bomb shorts on the weekend, I have to schedule them. And sometimes I'll schedule the same video twice or at the same time. So I'll have one video go out at 12, say p.m., and then I will go to get the other one to do it at 1, but I'll just mistakenly put it at 12 and it'll both come out at the same time. So for sure that's what happened. And are we going to see the ETF today? I think so. I think that's coming. Look at this, though. This is the funny thing about these videos this week. The market is so volatile that, Lord love a duck, if we didn't already see what we talked about. It didn't quite hit 44.1. What did it hit? It hit 44.2. But these things aren't supposed to play out before I get the video uploaded and have a chance to watch the video. So before, like, I have about half an hour where Duke's eating breakfast and whatnot, and I'm looking. I have the iPad because I'm a psychopath with the charts on it, and I'm seeing it go down to 44. It's like, is this going to hit 44.1 already? But this is good. I mean, this is what we want to see. A nice little support bounce. Now, if we do get that ETF approval and it goes to the moon, this is a nice, healthy support bounce that we can feel. Rest assured that the next leg up won't be riddled with Paris Hilton-esque talentless stars that will just disappear. You know, we want these support. This is support. Like, this is why this was such a nice little pump here, because we had all the support building. So it would make sense to come down, hit that again, and blast off. Also, if we do blast off, it'd be nice to see that 50K come into play. But who knows? I didn't see many people answer my skill testing question. Do you think it's baked in already? So sometimes I'm wondering, we have seen quite a 2023. It's a little ahead of schedule. Is this baked in, or is this just an excited market knowing that the dollar's going to zero and everyone's got to get their money in? I was just having a conversation with a friend yesterday. He's trying to get in to buy some Bitcoin. But it's hard in Canada. You know, it's not as simple as it is in the States. Maybe it's not as simple in the States, but you got to do it was a lot easier. Now it's a lot harder. But he just wants to protect the money he's making, right? That's it. It comes down to something simple as that. Like, the speculative investor isn't coming in for the gains. I find when they talk to me, they're not like, I want to make some quick gaish. I want to double my money. I want some quick gaish. It's not like that. They just want to protect their money, which is nice because it means that's kind of a knowledgeable investor. They're getting in for the absolutely right reasons. And then once they do, they'll stay for the revolution. DJ Morgan, no, it's not. Abram Hartman, no, it's not. Misco, I think it's partially baked in. Michael Miller, not baked in the long term. Captain Swanky Pants, Gary had the password on a sticky note on his computer screen. Yeah, that's a good visual. I can see that right now. John Foster Crypto is baked in when we going to start trading for a couple months, but now that they're saying it could begin as quickly as this week on the trading room floors. Yeah, so what I've been seeing around is that it will be approved today, later in the afternoon, and then tomorrow they'll start trading. So I think it's a tough one, because will we see an immediate sell-off, a sell the news type thing? There's so much going on here that's almost self-fulfilling prophecies at this point. You know, there's a bunch of us with Stockholm syndrome that are just like, yeah, sell the news, sell it on us hard, sell that news hard, right? Nobody really wants it, but it may happen. But regardless, once that liquidity comes in, there is no denying the supply shock that's going to happen. And we haven't really seen the supply shock kick into gear. And when we do, that's when our faces will get melted off. Misco, I think it will bounce initially after approval, then have a retracement. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that the initial pump will be a Paris Hilton no talent star pump, and it'll just go rocket to the moon, and then people will realize, well, there's not enough substance in here to actually keep it up. But it's not going to retrace all the way back, I don't think. I don't know. Well, obviously nobody knows anything, because I think once the pump starts, we're going to get the FOMO that's going to come in behind. So as it retraces, it'll get bought up, retrace, bought up. So once we pass 50K, I don't know, my friends, I think that might be the last time we see 50K. And imagine, it's not going to be too long from now, I mean years, we're going to be looking and saying, oh, wouldn't it be nice to buy some Bitcoin at 50K? Wouldn't that be a treat? And that's going to be the reality for a lot of us in not too long. 50K, sounds like a good buy. It's still a good buy now. So back to my friend who was trying to get in, he's probably going to miss it. Miss this initial pump, but anything between here and probably 100K, you're going to be in the green for a long time before it retraces back into the bear market, if it even does that. D. Jenny from the blockchain. Gary said, hold my beer when Fink said, do something to make the SEC look weak. Well, it makes me wonder, does anyone think the SEC actually has a leg to stand on when it comes to security? Does anyone think that they have anyone's best interest other than the psychopathic elected elites, the dinosaurs that are just inside trading anyway, and they're infallible, they'll just get bailed out and there's no repercussions for the mistakes they make? I think the answer is no. If we step out of our YouTube bubble and we start talking to other people say the SEC, oh yeah, well, they make sure you're protected. Most normies would say that. BCL says, go to a Bitcoin machine, no KYC. Yeah, I was actually thinking during the bear market, maybe I'll buy some of those Bitcoin machines and try to get them in. But I got it. The deeper I got into like buying a Bitcoin machine, the more I felt like I was being suckered into a funnel. Whenever you get directed to something and you don't get the answer and you got to click again. And next thing you know, you're 3 clicks in and you still haven't got the answer. You're in a funnel. So Captain Swanky Pants says, first Bitcoin ATM I ever saw was in BC. Well, we all know the Bitcoin ATM story. I think I told it last week. I'll do a real quick one of it. When I was a bartender at a Winnipeg meat market nightclub downtown, someone came in and offered to put in a Bitcoin ATM and offered everyone in there 50 Bitcoins to put it in. And the manager / owner of the bar said, no, we're not going to do that. The rest is history. Memory Man says we're playing a different game than our unelected psychopathic parasites. That's right. It's the escape game. So opt out, have a better life. Yeah. This is where it gets dicey, Memory Man, because I know a lot of, I guess you could call them government workers, the teachers, somewhere in my family. They can't opt out. It's easy for me to say to opt out because I opted out 30 years ago and I haven't been back since. But if you establish a job, employment with the government on some sort of level, you're not opting out. You're stuck because you have the golden handcuffs of a pension. Right? You always know your job sucks when you keep on talking about the benefits and pension. So these people that are on the government dole in some sort of fashion, whether it's a job or pension or disability or welfare or whatever, they're not opting out. They're hook, line, sinker with this system. Now, I like to think that there's enough people coming into the system that won't, get the job. They'll realize that the job, why do I want a job? I'll just get fired or replaced by a robot in 5 years anyway. So maybe I got to do something and provide some sort of service or value, goods and service for the economy. And that will be my contribution and maybe my life's work. Maybe that will happen moving forward with the next generation.
Dave Digital, to be fair, if the Bitcoin ATM company didn't put you into a funnel, it would be very inefficient of them. Funnels are the most effective sales tool available. Yeah, well, I like to cut the SHIT. I like if they would have offered me this because I was probably all hepped up on coffee. Had I clicked it and there would have been a price and a delivery date, I would have clicked it. I would have got it, right? But jumping through the red tape, you start feeling like maybe you're getting taken for something. I don't need that much information when I'm gangbusters for something, right? Especially silly things that I haven't done much thinking about. But at the same time, the funnel saved me because, I didn't get it. For better, good luck, bad luck, who knows? Let's look at the ding dong here. See, 52. Let's retire fish here. Get a Chucky Twiddle. It looks like 45.2 is holding right now. We wicked under. That's a wick. It's a wick. Who cares? It's a wick. This is what we want to hold. We don't want to be back into the Fortnite market lobby, waiting for price action to commence, doing the dances of the Fortnite dances. So as long as this is just a wick under, who cares? Who cares? This is actually as healthy as it gets. It's a perfect retracement. Peaked out, came back, tested, boom, now we're building up again. That's exactly what we want to see. And is the retracement based on the negative divergence we talked about? Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I think it was Monday. Now we got price action going higher, MACD and the RSI going lower. We talked about it. We said, well, it probably wouldn't play out today. And then 2 days later, I guess it plays out. But if you notice, the MACD really hasn't corrected. It's still a lower high, but we'll keep our peepers on that. RSI still hasn't corrected. In fact, it's gone down a little lower. So there is still maybe in play, but here we go. Are we going to candlestick that wick? Chris Avila says. Yeah, well, that which once wicked will get candlesticked. That's the best tea I've ever offered the world. If there's anything that I've offered to this world that's new, it is the mind-melting, accurate TA of that which once wicked will get candlestick. But hey, that being said, we have this darn tootin' wick down here. That would take us to 1.61. That's right at the 1.618, which is, let's just call it the 61.8% inverse fib. I don't like that. Every time I see a correlation with a 61.8% fib, it's dicey. That's the goldenest of golden ratios. So let's just hope that. I think my friends, we're going to have an unbelievable day today. It's going to be one for the memory books. Like, you're going to remember this day probably for the rest of your life, because this is the day. Let's just say it. Let's go ahead. Let's do some delusionally bullish fantasizing. Let's say it is the approval. Well, then everything up to this day, your whole life as a Bitcoin investor and hodler is different, because you got in before the ETF was approved. Now, they talk a lot about whole coiners. There's only going to be 0.001% of the population that's going to be a whole coiner. Well, what do you think of the population is going to be a hodler in before the ETF approval? Because we're going to see mass adoption after the approval. So, how lucky are you? How lucky is this community to be in before the ETF approval? It's mind-numbing. It makes me think that I'm in a simulation. Like, how did I get so lucky? How did you get so lucky to get in before the ETF approval? Because it's today. Before this was, it's funny. I always say, as a man, we forget everything that was hard. If something was disturbing, traumatic, whatever, we instantly forget it. That's why men are friends with men for so long. They can do horrible things. Like, my friends can do horrible things to me, and I'll just be like, bygones, right? And that's what I feel like with this. It was a horrible, bearish winter. The winter was cold. Don't get me wrong. But I forgot about it already. I honestly can't even remember the 24 months of sitting there as price action tanked every day, lower and lower and lower. I forgot about it because guess what? Today is the day that the rest of our Bitcoin journey begins. That being said, I have a funny thing. Yesterday, I don't know if you guys realized this. This was so bizarre because when Duke came and sang Honesty, I have a little switch that I have to turn on so he hears the speaker. Oh, snap. We have a super chat. Bitcoin will be the only ETF that gets approved twice by the SEC. No one can take that from us. No one can take that from us, says Noah Erickson on a surfboard in California. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Noah. Every time I see you in the comments, I think you're on the surfboard, just checking out the waves, waiting for them to come in. Thank you for the super chat, Noah. Anyway, I thought I switched it on because I asked him, hey, Duke, can you hear that? And I guess he was just hearing like these little earbuds, but these are like noise canceling. So he essentially, if you saw yesterday, if you saw him play and sing, he was singing to the smallest amount of piano. It wasn't on. He was just playing, listening to it coming out of my ear. Because the reason why I know this is that when I went to do the video today, the first thing I did was, I better shut the piano off because at 4 a.m. it's going to wake up everyone in the house. And I'm like, wait a second, this piano's already off. One second. So if you can believe it, that little Dickens sang Honesty with the piano off. And he was still, I would say 96% in pretty decent pitch, if you ask me. And the only reason I know that is because I don't have perfect pitch. I have decent relative pitch. But when I see someone with close, like he doesn't have perfect pitch, like he doesn't go, that's E. That's E flat. He doesn't know that. But when he's singing, he understands whether he's close in pitch. And it's kind of razor. Like you'll see, you've listened to karaoke singers where they're like out of tune. He's not really out of tune. Geez, I hope I'm pressing pause when I do that because that wouldn't be. Oh, see, we're back a little bit. Where's the Bitcoin price here? Why is it off? There it is, 45.2. So this is just like what we're talking about. We quickly go back here on the 4-hour chart. We said that we would hit 44.1. Hey, buddy. And then we'd jump. How you doing? Good. Now, Duke, can you hear the piano? Yes. What do you mean? Oh, now I turned it on. You're not gonna trick me this time.
But I don't want to play it like that.
No, you have to play it with the piano on. What are you, crazy?
Why?
Okay, let's do some shout-outs first. Ready? Let's do some shout-outs. Johnny December.
Johnny December.
Misco.
Misco.
Captain Swanky Pants.
Captain Swanky Pants.
Noah Erickson.
Noah Erickson.
Memory Man.
Memory Man.
BC Elf.
BC Elf.
David Sony Music.
David Sony Music.
Terry Crow.
Terry Crow.
And Misco.
Misco.
And Troy M.
Troy N.
And how about Dave Digital, the GOAT, the GOAT.
Dave Digital.
Hold on, Duke. We have to implement something. When you say Dave Digital, you got to go, the GOAT, the GOAT, the GOAT. And do the reverb echo. Can you do that? Dave Digital, the goat, the goat, the goat. Try it.
Dave Digital, the goat, the goat, the goat.
We're going to have to do more of a bouncy echo. Dave Digital, the goat, the goat, the goat. Try it.
The goat, the goat, the
Yeah,
goat.
that's a little better. Okay, so let's do the loneliest Lamborghini in the world.
I want the loneliest Lamborghini in the world. I know my life will never be the same. I'll drive the loneliest Lamborghini in the world until the day I die. Until the day I die.
Nice job. That is some decent pitch. You had the piano. Razor sharp pitch, Duke. Let's sing the good folks out. Oh, wait a second. Are you bearish or bullish? Someone wanted me to pinch your cheek. There you go. There you go. Are you bullish or bearish today? It's ETF approval day.
I'm trying not to.
Try not to what? Yawn?
Yawn.
Okay, well, is it? Are you bullish or bearish? That sweet reverb.
Bullish.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, let's sing them out, buddy.
We're playing the same game as our psychopathic collected our weeks. That's why it's a long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. I want the banks of boom to spring. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, crypto, money, bye guys.
Have a good day, everybody. Remember, this is the first day of the rest of our lives. Happy ETF approval day, folks.
Make sure you like and subscribe and share the